recently, the word ADHD has been used for all types of attention deficit disorders. I know the popular world knows it more as ADD, but actually now nobody gets diagnosed as ADD. You get diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and in that big generic term, there are different types, there are different subtypes.
Do you feel like you know very much about ADHD?
Not particularly.
ADHD people have to take Adderall or Ritalin, and they usually have trouble focusing.
Occasionally someone would be like, oh yeah, I have to be on my medicine or else I'm like can't concentrate or I'm crazy or something like that.
I don't think you can really quite describe it to someone who doesn't have it, but like if something moves, I have to look at it. If a bunch of people talk to me at once, then I won't hear any of them. If someone tries and talk to me while I'm doing something else, sometimes I will respond like 5, even maybe up to 10 minutes later to whatever they said to me and not even realize that there was like a gap.
It had gotten like so severe to the point where I wasn't able to do my summer reading. I'd always struggled to sit down and actually read something, but it was just getting worse and worse.
How do you think society portrays ADHD? Do you think people think about it as being a legitimate or very serious disorder?
No, definitely not.
No, not at all.
I definitely don't.
I don't think so.
People talk about it really casually, oh, I'm so ADD or something like that. I think the big reason why I sought treatment was not as much because I was concerned with my performance in school, but because people were always telling me how unfocused I was.
The research is pretty clear that medication helps in 8 out of the 10 cases of people who really have ADHD. It's sort of like if you had diabetes and it was significant, people wouldn't just say, change your diet and exercise. If you had really insulin depletion, you would be given insulin. So I think people in the field take that same model with ADHD, that it's true, it's medical. Medicine should be part, but pills don't teach skills. The world's message is that to learn you have to sit still, and that may not be true for any of us, but especially people with ADHD, that might actually interfere with their learning.
For us, we take it by choice. For a normal person, we take it because we want to focus. They take it because I feel like they're required to.
My dad probably couldn't function without it. So for him, medication made all the difference in a really good way. But it just wasn't working for me.
It was wonderful in that I could study, but the side effects were awful. But for the first time, I was able to actually sit down and read something, and I don't know, being in class was enjoyable. I was gonna sit there and learn, and it made me crave learning more. But the cost, the side effects were too much, and decided to go off it on my own.
The side effects of being really bright and always hearing that you're not reaching your potential or being disorganized, there can be lots of emotional side effects. So the people we see here are usually embarrassed, humiliated, stressed. They don't want to have the difference.
Nobody wants to be like, oh yeah, I have ADHD, so I can't be normal.
That I hardly ever meet people where they're not affected by society's reaction to ADHD.
Did you seek treatment for ADHD?
Wait, what? What was the question?